Ta-da! Good afternoon, good night, good morning, depending on wherever you are. Hello, welcome back to Butterfly Square Garden. And yes, this is a drawing video. You can see from the title, we're doing anatomy. We're going to learn anatomy. And we want to really do portraiture. My name's Jason. I'm an artist and I'm teaching artist. And your name is... What? Tell me your name. Drop a comment below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can click on that button over there to do so. And also, if you want to skip to the draw, usually I do a lot of reading from this book, but I guess there's really not going to be any skip. Um, or you can click the link if I do that to skip forwards. So yeah, this is the book that I use to teach how to draw. If you're a beginner, if you're advanced, that's always pretty much the best book in the world to learn from, in my opinion. And this is just a book that I got from Barnes& and Nobles when I was in high school to draw anatomy, because I was in figure drawing class and we were doing anatomy. And yep, that was LaGuardia High School. So I'm kind of gonna jump around, but yeah, so we always start with an exercise from this book, which really focuses on, the book focuses on two things. Teaching you the 5 elemental building blocks for drawing, which are perception perception skills. So perception of edges, perception of spaces, perception of relationships, perception of lights and shadows, and the gestalt, which is the first four put together. And happens naturally. So if you can do those 5 things, then you can draw, and you can learn how to do them with these exercises. And the other thing that it teaches you is that we have different modes, problem-solving modes that our brain does, and one is linguistic and one is visual. So we want to be on the visual one, but it's non-dominant, so we have to do some exercises. Anyways, that's just a little spiel that I always start class with. I'm gonna draw my vases red. If you want, you can do it with me. That would be nice. And you can show me below your work. Yeah. So I'm going to make myself a little smaller because I'm done talking for the time being. I'm going to draw one side really quickly, and then on the other side, if you're doing this with me, what we're going to do is we're going to identify the parts linguistically as we go. So I'm starting on the left side because I'm right-handed. And I'm going down, and here we go like this. And now for the other side, I'm going to speak out loud. Neck, chin, lips, undernose, actual nose, eyebrow line, forehead, hairline. Ta-da! Yeah, that's the face vase experiment. So, how did you feel about it? And let's unpack, everybody. Why did we do that? So, maybe you'll notice, the book talks, well, if you had some conflict, that's what the book talks about, because we gave you directions that plug in the linguistic part of your brain, which competes with the visual part of your brain. So there's a crash, and you're supposed to feel that. So it's supposed to be a hard exercise, but I've probably drawn this like 100 times by now, and it's how we start every video. And it's just a really good way to judge whether you're in the right frame of mind. I did that one really fast, I've got to say. That was like a really quickie. And it came out pretty symmetrical. I mean, it's not perfect, but I've got to say, it's pretty symmetrical. So it's maybe the best I've ever done that exercise. And drawing that was what got me the actual gig teaching kids art, which was one of my favorite jobs of all time, even though it was like underfunded. I was like Making easels for them out of cardboard and like garbage. So yeah, yeah, why don't you tell me how you guys did? Always sign and date. So JSJ, and today is for April 15th, 2021. We've been in pandemic COVID-19 for like a year now, so don't forget to wear a mask and wash your hands even though the vaccines are coming out. Excuse me while I drink some water. Phew. All the cups were, I didn't feel like going outside for more cups. So moving on, yeah, this exercise, to sum up, the point of the seemingly simple vase faces exercise is this. In order to draw a perceived object or person, something that you see with your eyes, you must make a mental shift to a brain mode that is specialized for this visual perceptual task. And then it talks about the difficulty and, the discomfort from switching gears and don't do this or don't do that, or maybe voices that you hear in your head. So, yeah, I mean, just become familiar with crossing over from the dominant linguistic verbal part to the subdominant spatial visual part of the brain. It's like your dream mind, which is actually, you'll notice once you draw more that your dreams become stronger. Because it's like you're working out the visual part of your brain. Once again, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain by Betsy Edwards, one of my favorite authors. It's really a book on like neuroscience, though. It's so good. It just makes it really what am I trying to say? It does a good job describing the magical feeling that you get from drawing. Because really, drawing is a pleasant experience. Like, you know how yoga or running it's all pleasurable, and so playing music. So you will become familiar with that stress because it is a little bit of a stress crossing over. You need to give. Oh, that's what the book talks about over there. You need to give the left brain a job that it'll turn down. That's like the best way to get to your right brain is to give the brain a job that the left brain it'll pick it up and then it won't want to do it and then it'll give the job to the right brain. So if you're feeling a little stressed out, like just keep going, not push through, you got to relax into it. So just keep going. Set a timer for 5 minutes. I love anatomy. This book talks about how artists and doctors and scientists, medicine, they all worked side by side, dissecting cadavers during the Renaissance. So, wouldn't it be cool to draw pictures like this, everybody? Yeah. So, I always skip the first chapter because it's just language, and we can get back to that later. But I really wanted to start with the skull. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Fibers, muscle fibers. So the second chapter, haha, page 69, I just noticed that. The first chapter is the head, face, and neck. And in our last couple of videos, we've been drawing the skulls, and we're getting pretty satisfactory at our skulls. And I think we're ready to move on. We don't know all of the parts names yet, but we're pretty much ready to move on. We've drawn pretty much all of this, and I think what we're going to do next, we're going to draw everything up until, yeah, we're ready to start adding the muscles on the skull. So isn't that exciting, everybody? Yay! We're going to be able to draw muscles, and it's going to help us draw our own face in a little bit, which we will do after. Oh, did I say I'm going to draw myself? Sorry, this is like a wandering kind of video, but whatever. So this is what we're up to. Our first muscle, and it's a jaw muscle, or a mandible. So look at this. It's connecting from the zygomatic bone to the bottom of the mandible. What's it called? The masseter. So we'll do the masseter today, and then we'll do the temporalis tomorrow. Okay, everybody? Sounds good. We're gonna, yeah, look at this. It teaches you how to add in the eyeballs. The frontalis. This is exciting because we've gotten a lot of practice drawing the skull, so the hard part's over. We're just adding stuff on top of the skull. And the skull is probably like the most complicated bone, so I feel like we can just coast from here. Yeah, this is going to be really exciting. I've kind of drawn these a couple times, so hopefully it'll, I don't know, rub off or show. I want to draw this, but what I'm going to use as the actual example is this over here. And let's just jump right into it. This is probably the moment that I would have people skip forward to, so that's what I'm going to do. Skip, okay. Drawing. I'm going to start with like a circle, and then I'm kind of going to bring it down. It's like a triangle. It's like a weird thing. So I always start with like, you know, a rainbow arc or an inverted C shape, whatever. Do 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 do. It's almost like a D, like a uppercase letter D. It comes do 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 do. And then there's like another arch kind of underneath. I always start out drawing like really lightly, because you don't really want to commit to a line until you know for sure that it's in the right spot. I'm kind of getting better at just like putting it all in place though. Because it's just becoming more familiar. You know, it's less scary. Is that good? I'm starting to get really specific, and I don't think I'm ready to do that yet. So, do 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 do. We've got a boop boo doo doo. Interesting. There's lots of curves that I think I'm getting better at catching the curves now. But if I go back and show my older drawings, like I'm pretty sure they're all just gonna be out of place. I don't know why I picked up my lead pencil. I usually draw I've been drawing these in colored pencil, but I think I haven't drawn in a couple days, so it just felt right to pick up my pencil. Do 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 do. I might have to erase that line. By the way, this is a Kurotoga from Japan. It's a really awesome pencil because it rotates the lead so that you always have a sharp point on it, which is just like so cool. Let's give a little more width to the zygomatic bone. And there's some, oh goodness, what is going on here? Interesting. I might have to fix some stuff in a second, but let's just keep going and see where it goes. I didn't even draw my bone. I'm supposed to be better about mapping this out, but oh well. We'll just add it in right now. Yeah, oh goodness. Something is really weird. Is it? um. Yeah, I always kind of mess up on the mandible. Or at least I think I do, and then it turns out to be like totally fine. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do. So, have y'all been drawing for long? What do you like about drawing? Um, are you a natural drawer? I don't even know if there is a natural ability. I think everyone kind of works hard, except some people just have less blocks, so they draw without feeling, stressed out, and that kind of encourages them to keep going with it. So maybe don't show people your work. Also, I always talk about how, um, like, yes, it's nice to have a really cool drawing, but again, the whole purpose of drawing is because it feels good. Um, so I always say that. Bum, bum, something's, yeah, this is just like totally off. And now I'm starting to move stuff around. Um, but is it moving into the right spot, or am I moving it from the right spot to the wrong spot is the question. Okay, I'm gonna block this in now, because I don't really care anymore. Do 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 do. Oh, swell. I mean, doesn't really matter because we're going to be drawing on the jawbone. Do 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 do. Goodness gracious, what am I doing here? My frontal bone is like crazy. I'm pretty happy with this so far. Like, it's good enough for me. Like, if it's bad enough, and you can tell when your drawing's bad, you can always just start over. Like, I don't really see what the big deal is. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just like, we're going for close. Because if it was perfect, I would just take a picture. Um, oh, goodness. So, that is the occipital protuberance right there. I'm going to erase that out of the frame. I'm also going to erase this a little bit. You are allowed to erase. You learn faster if you don't really worry about erasing, though. So just keep that in mind. Do 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 do. And this little circle thing is called the external auditory meatus. Isn't that an interesting little name there? And this is the, oh goodness, it's been like 3 or 4 days, so I forgot. I know it though. What is it called? I think I forgot it. If I look now, I'm gonna kick myself because I know it. We gotta learn the anatomy, everybody. Should I look? I'm gonna be so pissed. Let's start drawing. I always draw the teeth like last for some reason. Oh, I'm pissed. I should know what this is. I've spent like so many videos being like, oh, I'll learn it. Or I've learned it and forgot it so many times. It's like stupid. Right now I'm drawing in these little squiggles that separate the bones. I can't believe I forgot it again. I really thought I had learned it this time. Whatever, I'm just gonna look. Mastoid process. I wasn't gonna remember that. I would have taken all night and I would have never remembered. Mastoid process. So maybe I'll know it next time. We'll find out. As for these squiggles, like, I'm not making it exactly the same as it is in the book because that's insane. I'm just drawing squiggles that look similar. The more I draw, the more like obvious the lights and darks are. It's really weird because once you cross over from the left brain to the right brain, all of this stuff just becomes painfully obvious. And you start putting it in without even thinking about it. It's like you're under hypnosis. Not really, but it is like a really relaxed, like effortless flow. That's really what we're going for. And this part of the brain isn't time oriented, so you can be drawing for like an hour and have no idea that it's been more than like 20 minutes or something. It's totally possible. Most of the time I'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna sit down. Oh, I broke my lead. I'm just gonna sit down and draw for 5 minutes, or like just gonna do a really quick portrait or a gesture, and then I just find myself drawing for so long, like So there's more shadow here. But yeah, it's something that happens kind of gradually, so it's really important to put in those hours, and once you start drawing consistently, then the skills come. It's like, it'll happen. So there's like a little shadow. I still haven't drawn the teeth in, but it's a pretty good skull so far. Now let's do it. Let's just do it. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, that was probably a little too big. 5, 6 is about halfway. And then we'll do another 6, 1, 2. I'm surprised they're actually in a straight line. They're usually like not. This guy's got small teeth, I guess. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ba ba da da da. That was pretty good. Teeth was one of those things that I just like wouldn't draw at all. I would just like draw a suggestion of a tooth, not a tooth, a suggestion of all the teeth. Like I wouldn't even pretend. But then you know, once you draw them a couple of times, it's just like, oh, well, obviously I know where they are because I draw them. And it's not like they're going to surprise you and move around. They pretty much stay the same place. So, yeah, you just become familiar with that as well. And, yep, all knowledge is self-knowledge. Is there a quote about something like that? Or I don't know. Self-knowledge is important, so we're going to keep drawing ourselves, everybody. And I really like seeing y'all's work, so keep on sending your work. You know, you can drop it in a comment or respond with a video. But we're really trying to build an artistic community of people who can, you know, like successfully draw portraits and that know all of the anatomy. And um, we kind of need to represent because if doctors and scientists, if they know anatomy, that's good. But as artists, we can prove that we know the anatomy because um, we would be able to communicate that knowledge to the general public in a way that's. Ooh, look at this. I totally messed that up a little bit. Art speaks to people on a deeper level. When you have access to the right brain, you can speak the visual language. And I'm not talking about like just interpreting it. I'm talking about creating it. Do 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 do. One of my old site coordinators for the art teaching job would talk about how our visual voice, and I always loved that, thinking about how we've got a visual voice and we can use that to communicate. I'm just rambling. Has anyone ever seen the show The Big Comfy Couch? Because I loved that show growing up, and I was researching it the other day, and I found out that the whole purpose of that show was, first of all, to get kids off the couch. Um, but the whole thing was to, like teaching kids how to communicate in ways other than words. So, so that's why the show is all about like dancing and, um, you know, Molly speaks with her the doll. Speaks with speech bubbles. Yeah, and they have songs about, you know, how to express yourself. So I just really love it, and my kids are gonna have that in their lives, but it's gonna be me. I want to be a clown. I've been practicing my juggling, so maybe I'll do that for y'all one day. Okay, pretty much gonna wrap this up. Do you guys have any complaints? Because I would say that this pretty much looks. Ooh, I just made some really ugly lines in the back. Which I can only say that they're ugly because, like, I know how to draw a pretty line now, so that's kind of interesting. Ba 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 ba. Now I need to shade a couple more spots so that it all makes sense. Oh goodness! Ugh! Ew! Look what I did here. This is supposed to be up here. That was completely in the wrong spot. I'm gonna actually do something that I don't normally do and like do a little bit of erasing. But that was like it was probably off by only a little bit, but now that I can actually see the anatomy, it has to all be in the right spot. So because this thing is like basically connected right here, and I drew it so that it totally wasn't. So yeah, I actually have way more erasing in this video drawing than I like ever have, but that's totally fine. I'm learning how to do it in a way that's like not I don't know. Like, we're allowed to use erasers, so whatever. Okay, I'm pretty much done. Oh no, I'm not. I just undid this drawing. I need to fix it. Do 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 do. But I was like kind of struggling because I knew something was off. So I'm glad we fixed it. Ugh, I broke my lead again. I hate when I do that. Were y'all the kinds of kids who broke crayons when you were young? Because there's always that kid, and um, I knew one. I kind of married one, but we're not together anymore. That was just a little something about myself. Do. Okay, I need to stop. So we're only 30 minutes in. I usually draw that faster. What am I saying? I guess I kind of took my time with that one because it's been a couple days. And I think that's probably it's one of the better ones that I've done. I don't know if it's the best one that I've done, but it's like pretty much maybe the best that I've ever done. Not really. Should I even? I'll do the critique after. So now that we've done that, we've started drawing. We've drawn all of these things. Should we say the names? Frontal bone, temporal bone, parietal bone, occipital bone. That's the external occipital protuberance. Yeah, that is. Mastoid process. I gotta remember that. Mastoid process. Ramus, external auditory meatus. This is the zygomatic bone. The zygomatic process is this whole thing. The zygomatic arch is over here. Now we've got glabella, superciliary arch is over here, and superior temporal line is here. We've got orbital is the eye socket. Glabella, maybe I said that already. Nason is the root of the nose. And then we've got the nasal bone and nasal cavity. The vomer bone is the bone inside the nose. Maxilla is upper jaw bone. Mandible is lower jaw bone. I don't remember. We've got 32 bones in the teeth. Let's see. What else? Am I missing anything? I mean, one is the sphenoid bone. I think it's like here. This thing I never know. Temporomandibular joint. Can you believe that? But we got everything else and stuff that it didn't say. The lacrimal bone is like here. It's really hard to see. Inferior nasal conchella is also in here. And ethmoid bone is in the eye behind. That's it. And the sphenoid bone is this one. Sphenoid bone. Remember, I also want to add in the blah 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 blah. What am I trying to say? Cervical vertebra of the neck, which is like the first, yeah, 7 bones in the spine. So let's see. Coming down here. Oh goodness. Do. Got like a little bony over there. Right underneath that is this thingy. Okay. Let's see. I'm enjoying this. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. So the neck is kind of doing this thingy over here. Let's give this guy a little profile. just like the face Foz thingy. Which is actually really easy. Drawing the profile is like super easy because you're really just tracing the edges of the bone. So, you know, that's what anatomy is good for, everybody. Let's just close this all in. I do that very lightly, so I'll probably go in a little darker, but not yet. So this goes in, and then it comes out. Oops, that's too much. There's like a little bump in a dip. I just want it to look good, yos. Ah, crap. I switched pencils. That's okay. Oh, shit. And then that's the chest. Coolio, everybody. So now we're going to draw on those, and then we're going to do the jaw muscle, and then we can finally move on to my actual self-portrait. And I've got lead all over my hand, and it's marking up my paper. Let's just jump right in. Do 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 do. Ba da 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 da. Has anyone ever listened to Meatus? That's what I'm humming. Or what are your favorite musicians? He's not my favorite, but you know, I find myself humming it a lot. 4, 5, 6. You know what? I don't think I did that good enough. Do 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 do. Now that I'm more confident with my drawing, I'm like totally fine erasing, and I used to hate erasing. So isn't that funny? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's like more going down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see how that goes. Let's just start drawing. These are some weird-y looking bones, though. And since actually I was gonna say drawing the skull was my main goal, and I accomplished that, but now I've kind of decided that geez, this is like so confusing. That drawing it all good together every time is what's important. Do 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 do. It looks like a little like machine gun shape. I always think that I just can't help but pick out some shapes. I'm just still learning this part. Oh my goodness, this is like going crazy. What is going on? This is like what I used to do with the teeth. I would just like kind of wish that I was done with it. I was like, oh my god, when is it over? But now I can draw the teeth fine. So I think once I become more familiar, and there's like muscle memory, I'll be able to draw it in better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one. 7. And then it does this weird thing. And then we've got our first rib, which goes like this and comes up like that and goes back in. Then we've got a shoulder bone that we haven't learned yet. Then there's like more of these bones going back there. Okay, and then it goes off the page. I was literally I forgot about all of these parts. But the more we draw it, the more confident we'll be that we know it, and then we'll be able to draw it faster next time with less effort. That's what I always say. And why it's important to not skip days even if you're like not having a good day. It's important to put in at least something because something is more than nothing. And that experience builds up, you know? Level up, level up. Just like Pokemon's gotta get that experience. And with the amount of time that I've spent training my Pokemon growing up, like I should be able to just train myself so that I have the skills. Anyways, like I loved training Pokemon, but I don't really play anymore now that I'm a grown up, and I've decided that there's like real life things that I want to put my energy into. Same thing with Clash of Clans. I had like a really good clan or whatever, like village, and I ended up deleting the game because I was like, why am I gonna be? And then you can have like a builder's village, and the game was just getting more and more elaborate. And I was like, I'm putting all of this energy into like a make-believe game. Not to say that there's anything wrong with video games, but it's just like, why? Like I still play video games. I think they're really fun. But I'm also like super aware of the fact that there's stuff that I can do in the real world that um, adds up over time. So I'm like super focused on growing plants right now because uh, it's the same thing as I was doing with the video games, but in like the real world. So I was like, why don't I just focus on growing like my plants? And now I've got all of these. I've got so many plants now, yos. Okay. So this is the anatomy that we've been doing. I just totally fucked up the nose, but um, oh well. That helped a little bit. Let's define it. Let's define the edge. Do 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 do. Oh, I missed this thing over here too. Huh. Weird. No, that was no, not enough. La 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 la. I need more water. So how are you guys doing? Are you enjoying the video? Drink water. It's good for your health. I'm really happy with, I did that in like 10 seconds, guys. But enough about me. I want to see your work. Show me your work. Show me your work, everybody. Oh, we're not done yet. I'm happy with the drawing. We did those. Oh goodness, there's like fucking shadowy. I don't want to draw those anymore. I want to move on. And I can curse because this is not a kids video, even though I do want to train everyone. Okay, so the zygomatic bone right here, where it dips. This is why, like, it's crucial that everything is in the right spot, yos. But on the plus side, we've got facial recognition software in our brain. Like it's a defining feature of our humanity. So I'm pretty happy with that. It goes from there, and it attaches. So the masseter muscle attachments are from the zygomatic arch to the maxillary process of zygomatic bone is the origin, and the insertion is the outside surface of mandible, ramus of mandible to be specific, and the angle of a mandible. That's the ramus, that's the angle. Okay, deep portion and superficial portion. So I guess the portions are just like, whatever the fuck that means. Do 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 do. I kind of want to darken that up a little bit. Masseter! We finally got into muscles. Yay! Celebration! That's how you clap in sign language for anyone who wants to know. Who's interested. Do 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 do. So this upper part is like totally white, and then down here is red. There's like lots and lots of lines, fine lines that I'm too lazy to draw. I'm just gonna draw in. Ooh, God, I need to sharpen this big time. And this is a Faber-Castell sharpener. It is my favorite. I don't know. I think I just Googled like what's the best sharpener. This one like never breaks the tips, and they're always so pointy. I love it. And they're not even like good quality. Pencils. I just got whatever crappy thing was like cheap from Amazon. Da 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 da. Masseter, 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 masseter. How are we gonna make a mnemonic for this? Masseter, 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 master. It sounds like master. Should I draw with white or should I erase? Because no, white is totally not doing anything. Yeah, that's stupid. You need like black paper in order to do that. I'm just gonna do a little bit of erasing. Do 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 do. And it goes like this. Put little lines in there. Okay. So let's get a little more color in there. And a little more pencil line work to show that these are very, very fibrous, very fibrous. And this could actually have a little more shading as well, and so can all that. Ba 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 da 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 da. There's like a ball on this thing. What the hell was the joint called? It's like temporal? No way. What is that joint named? Temporo, I was right. Temporomandibular joint. Okay. So I'm pretty satisfied with our anatomy work today. Masseter, it's attached from the zygomatic bone and it attaches to the mandible. Yeah. What do you guys think? This is pretty much what I wanted to do, and we're at 49 minutes, so let's keep going. JSJ, don't forget to sign and date it. 4/15, or else you will be sorry. Like, not really, but older you will want to know when, at least what year you drew it. You know, because I've been drawing for over 10 years, and it's nice knowing like what year you drew the picture, because they change, just like we all change. So, yeah, we know pretty much all the names of the bones in the skull, and now we just learned our first muscle, and the next one is going to be the temporal muscle. Temporalis. I pretty much knew that one. We could even draw that one in right now if we wanted, just really quickly, because it's like so freaking easy. But I don't want to overwhelm us, so but it's like so easy because we already have the skull. So this would be the temporalis. Um, the front. Ooh, we're gonna have to start tomorrow. Okay, so maybe we'll do this today. Today we learned the masseter and the temporalis. Tomorrow we'll do the frontalis and the procurus and the corrugator, supercil, all of this shit. We'll draw the skull fronton, and then we'll start doing the fronton muscles tomorrow. So you know what? Since we're already here, let's just go for gold and start drawing in the fibrous materials. So this is just going to be like super helpful when my god, I'm like already bored with drawing this though. This is why I never draw my eyebrows or anything well, because I like get really bored. So we've got temporalis and masseter. I feel like a year from now we're gonna know everything about the body. We're gonna know like all the organs, all the bones, all the muscles. We're gonna start learning all the obscure parts like the lymphatic system, which is like super important. Okay. I kind of want to put in a little bit of a background. What color should we do it? How about orange in the back? Boop, 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 boop. I just gave him like red hair. And yellow in the front. I'm pretty happy with the way that this came out. Considering I like literally just wanted to draw. This is a nice little side effect, but honestly, I just enjoy drawing, and it's the best way to learn the anatomy. Like, by the end of this, I'm gonna know the anatomy better than your doctor. Like, I'm not even kidding. Okay, so that was really fun. We've got 2 good drawings so far, and now we're ready to draw my beautiful face. I like to start off with some gesture drawings, and then I move in for a full portrait. So, time to disrobe. My favorite part of the video. I'll take my pants off too. It's not that cold in here. Ooh, there go my pants. So yeah, once we get further down the body, we're gonna have to start showing more skin. But for the time being, this is all you're gonna see of me. Unless, yeah, my knee. There's my knee. But yeah. That's anatomy. That's in my high school, we had a figure drawing class, and the teachers would hang the drawings up in the hallway. So there was like all along the 7th floor was just drawings of naked people. That was a fun class. That was one of my favorite classes. So we don't need this book anymore. Frontalis is on the frontal bone, and procurus. I really like that name. So now I'm going to get a new piece of paper. Yeah, I've been working out because I want to have muscles to draw when I'm finally ready. Oh my god, there's like massive bags under my eyes. Can you see that? I'm gonna have to do a little beauty routine after this. So yeah, I'm gonna draw this real quick and then we'll do a critique and then I will end the video so I can start early in the morning. Okay, so jumping right in and we're already at like an hour, so I'm just gonna spend like, probably no more than 20 minutes drawing my face. Um, Pretty happy with the anatomy that we got today. Do 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 do. Oh, I totally forgot to draw on the skull like I usually do. Glabella. Jeez, I'm looking back and forth so fast, it's making me dizzy. A do 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 do. Will any of y'all pose for me? Because I'm just getting so tired of drawing myself. Da 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 da. I just like really want to draw portraits like all the time. Um, and like not be embarrassed that I suck at drawing. Isn't that just the dream? Because when I started out, people would be like, "Can I see your notebook?" And I'd be like, "No, all of my drawings are crap." And in fact, I like don't even keep a notebook because I don't practice drawing, which is why all my drawings are crap. Um, but we've been drawing pretty consistently, and that's actually why I started teaching because I wanted to get better at drawing myself. And yep, I have gotten better since I very first started, so that's an improvement, right? Yeah, I usually end up like not liking them until I see them like a week later and I'm like, "Oh, that's good. Who did that?" Not me. And then I've got my little hairline. Yeah, I just want to be able to effortlessly draw myself really quickly. Is that so much to ask? I think it's possible, but you just have to practice like a lot. So, here we are, practicing. Same thing with the drawing. Like I say, it's important to draw, but like not for the picture. We just draw because we want to gain the experience. And that's the same thing with teaching. So that's why I make these videos regardless of whether people are watching them or not. I'm actually practicing being a teacher. So, yeah. I've noticed it like making YouTube videos is helping me in my normal daily life. So if anyone out there, I highly encourage making videos and building your channel, 'cause it feels good. It makes you feel seen. Honestly, I'm not doing this for attention though. Like I really want to build a community of artists. So like, if you guys can teach me something, like, hello, that's what I'm here for. But until there are more artists in the world, like, we all have to do our part in creating them. Because I'm sure as fuck sure that the president isn't going to be making any artists anytime soon, even though they're like the most important thing for a society. We're the ones who tell society where to go. You know, if it wasn't for artists, what would life mean? You'd like wake up and you'd, you know, eat, eat like eating. I'm counting as art because cooking is art. So, uh, if you eat food that isn't artful, then it's like what? Bland oatmeal? I don't. I mean, I love oatmeal, but I'm really good at cooking oatmeal. So. I actually kind of like the way that that one's coming. So I guess it's a perfect time to stop and start a new one. Do. Let's just jump in and make a bigger one. I usually do like 3 or 4, but something that I've noticed is, and this is what I tell other people to do too. Like when I first started, I would just draw. It's like even if you're not getting a really good drawing, it's still important because you're getting the experience. So, oh God, what was I just trying to say? Oh yeah, so I would do like 10 eyes in one sesh, or I would just do like a nose, and then if I like the nose, then I would draw what's next to the nose, which would be like my eyes and my eyebrows and stuff. Um, So yeah, if you're a beginner like and you feel intimidated from drawing the entire thing, you don't have to draw the entire thing. You can break it down into parts, which is what we're doing with the anatomy. And we learned our first muscle today. I'm super excited. Did I forget it already? No, masseter. Um, I think we might have already did that one in a video, but then we had to back up because I sucked at drawing the skull. So where do I want to go with this drawing? I'm like, okay, anyways, here's the glabella. That's the superciliary arch. The temporal, superior temporal line is here. Oh man, I'm like way more front on this one. There's like kind of an eye, kind of. There's an eye here and here. And there's about the distance of an eye in between each eye. So if you didn't know that before, now you know. Oh goodness. Do 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 do. Oh goodness, what did I just do? Something about, I don't know. Drawing small and drawing big is so different. And if you had the choice, like, draw big, because I've noticed in a lot of my students who draw like really small, tight drawings, a lot of the times it's like a personality trait. So once you start drawing bigger, maybe as a person you'll be more like sure of yourself. I don't even know what's going on with this drawing. I just wanted to get into it. And I fear that I am doing wrong. And there's a thing over here. There's like really weird lighting in here. If you don't like your drawing, just blame the light. I can like kind of see it coming. And I guess that's like part of the enjoyable process is just like watching your drawing take shape. Because you can always add more dark or take away. I just stopped talking for a second while I draw my mouth. Yeah, like especially with, some kinds of paint, not all paint, but you can just go over it and make improvements. So in that way, it's like never finished. So you can always keep getting better. Wasn't it Da Vinci who would take like 20 years to draw a painting because he just like would obsess over everything being super perfect, and he would just do it over and over and over and over. Do 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 do. There's like a big shadow right here. My eyebrow. And my hair kind of goes like this. Got like a middle part going. Some millennial. Is that a millennial thing? I used to hate middle parts growing up, and then now I'm kind of like not a middle part. I don't know. Same thing with my cowlicks. I used to hate them, but now I'm like, hello, you couldn't pay money for this shit. I love them. It's like perfectly styles my hair. Do 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 do. One pupil is like way bigger than the other, or iris or whatever. So yeah, what's knowing anatomy useful for? Because it's a good skill to have. Should I become a doctor after this or something? No, I'm just kidding. It would be fun to teach a figure drawing class though. So that's kind of what we're doing here. I'm practicing drawing my figure drawing class, or yeah, I'm practicing for my figure drawing class in person, but we can do it online too. Like, hello, that's what we're doing here. So, are you a student of mine, or are you going to help me be a teacher? Because I'm looking for, other teachers, and we can build a little community, and I want to be like an art trader, so I will literally like buy your works, and I'm not even joking. So I'll pay you. Like I don't care. I will literally pay you guys. It'll be like I'll be your art teacher, but also your patron because yeah, I want to collect artwork, but I want original. See, this is the thing. I want original artwork from people who are learning the craft. Yeah, I want to be an art teacher, but I also want to have lots of art. And I think that that's my favorite kind of art is like not not beginner art because honestly it's kind of like bad, but you know, I want to support people. Do 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 do. And that's just how the universe works. If I start paying people for their artwork, then people will start paying me for my artwork, and then we'll have a community. See how it all comes full circle like that? Um, so that's just like basic law of attraction shit for anyone who knows what that is. But I'm a believer in the law of attraction, especially now that I take care of butterflies. Um, they're masters of attraction, and I'm growing plants too. So yeah, I'm just learning a lot from nature. Maybe I'll draw a flower in a video. I do have flowers. In fact, I've got my Sherry Baby Orchid, which I smell about 1,000 times a day. I literally just like, since it bloomed, I've like only been smelling it and doing nothing else with my life. I'm like done. I'm bored. I'm done with this. It's not gonna be a good drawing, so. You like can't even see my neck, but you can see the shadow under my head. Oh, that worked. I like totally fucked up this eye though. I don't know what's wrong with it. I look like a doofus. It's because of this eyebrow. I can like never get it right. Yeah, I'm about to call it quits. Here's my arm. I've been doing pull-ups every single day. I'll max out at least once or twice, and then I'll just do the rest of like half capacity reps. I don't really know what to call it, you know. I can do about how many? 8? No, I can do like 9 pull-ups now, so that's pretty good. I don't know if I've ever done that many before, so I'm kind of trying to be like stronger than I've ever been before, which is a really weird concept because everyone has been like so sick lately, that I just think it's really important to find health before I die. Yeah, everyone should try being healthy, like at least once in their life. So I'm talking like free from drugs and eating healthy and exercising. Drawing is so good for your mental health. I always want to say this like in the beginning of the video, but I forget. But like drawing is so good for your mental health. So if you're doing it for like no other reason than just for that, you will see huge benefits. Because I'm a crazy person and drawing has very much helped me. And by crazy person, I'm like not really that. I'm pretty normal. I'm actually boring. I'm like not even. Eh, I don't know. I'm exciting. I love myself. Do you love yourself? Drop a comment below. So that's pretty much it. I'm like done. I know that we can, again, that's what I was saying. You can always make it better, but sometimes you just gotta know when to stop. What is going on? My eyebrows are supposed to meet like here, which means the eye should come into like at least that far. So my eyes are off. Oops, and I just made more ugly lines. I gotta stop. So I'm gonna draw a nip. I'll draw a nip. Haha. Nipple. Or something. Okay. Well, now I gotta draw my other nip. I've got a dent in my chest. It's called Pectus Excavatum. Do 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 do. That's my chair. This is just an awful drawing. But you gotta draw 1,000 awful drawings before you draw one good drawing. That's not true, but it's kind of true. Like if you're learning how to skateboard and you want to do a kickflip, you're not gonna just magically be like, oh, I can do a kickflip. You gotta like fail at doing the kickflip like 1,000 times. Or maybe a handstand. Because I'm also interested in handstands. Or juggling, you know. There are some skills that take time to acquire. You can't just like read a book on swimming and then know how to swim. You've got to like practice swimming. So you guys are my little swimmers, and I want to see you swimming, so show me your work, or I'll cut you. I usually have a knife when I say that. It's my favorite joke. So I'm done. I'm like, this drawing is worthless, but this one came out pretty good. So let's name it JSJ with my little butterfly, squiggly, smiley face, and then, oh, I almost did my initials again. So 4, 15, 20, 21. Okay. So that's our video, everybody. We did our anatomy. We did our portraiture. Which aren't awful. Like, you know, I like how the nose came out. That looks pretty good. That eye is just off, and yeah, whatever. It's a work in progress. Honestly, like, I didn't draw in my collarbone at all. My collarbones are like here, and then that would mean that this is all more shadowed. Oh well. We'll just do a better job next time. Do we want to... Let's put it in our book. This is the beginning page. No, 1. See, I messed up on that one. Let's compare. Mine, I can draw it faster and better. So that's what I've started to notice when I increase the frequency of drawing. Like, it's not about setting a timer for 1 hour and cranking out, you know, a really good drawing. It's better to draw in segments, like, you know, draw when you feel like it. That's a pretty good skull. I have drawn this before. See, for that, yeah, I mean, the neck bones look basically the same. So that's good, because they're supposed to look the same. I guess that's a compliment. That's a better drawing. That was bad. That one was pretty good. Compared to today, I mean, I like that one the best in our book so far. That was a good one. But I like that gesture drawing. That one came out really good. If I can do this, but like that size, yeah. I actually really like the way that this one came out a lot. So there we are again with our face fuzz. I kind of did a square forehead, but that's okay. I'm starting to notice like similarities in my drawings. I had started drawing so fast that I was like, I almost didn't even have time to take in the information of what I was looking at, because I was like already drawing. It was so weird how I did that. And this is, hey, you know what? I think our drawing today is better. Let's see. I can almost put them like on top of each other and they'd be exactly the same. But, see, I did write it down, mastoid process. I can't believe I couldn't remember it. So I can already see I defined this way better. I think I'd spent so much energy on this that by the time I had gotten to this, I was a little burnt out. But then we regained it by the time we'd gotten here, but then I had burnt out again for that one. So isn't it funny how it can like come and go in waves? Let's see. Um, that's a little square. I did better on the teeth now, and I definitely did these better. I think I did a little bit of erasing, but I think these are just shaped better, and yeah. What do I have to say? I mean, they're both like really pretty spot on, except now we're adding in the Masseter and the Temporalis. How exciting! We're finally up to muscles. Was that it? No, we're like pretty far into the book now. You know, that one came out pretty good. That's what we'll do tomorrow, and then we'll add in the Frontalis and whatever else bumfuck. I don't know what they're called. I've literally drawn these skulls so many times, and they're starting to come out basically exactly the same. I love critique. It's like one of my favorite parts of the video. I can almost always draw that part of the face good, and then the rest gets all wonked. Do 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 do. That's why I can draw it so fast, though, because as you can see, I've done it over and over and over and over. And this day we did, 3 drawings of a skull. Temporomandibular joint. I'm like never gonna remember that, but believe in yourself. Okay, so I guess that's kind of it for the book. Let's add our pages. 14, 15, and 16. It's again, they're not bad drawing. Like that's not a bad. That's a good drawing, but that's not a bad drawing, and that's a good drawing. So I'm actually pretty happy with this. I took a couple days off because I was starting to feel stressed about drawing with the big video every single day, but again, it's getting easier, and yeah. I think a year from now we'll be able to draw like really, really good portraits of not just ourselves but of anyone. But for the time being, they're still kind of like hit and miss. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is like they're hit and miss. Sometimes you'll have a good drawing and sometimes you won't. But if you start putting it all together, then you'll see how it comes and goes. You'll have some good drawings and some bad drawings, and they'll consistently get better. That is the most exciting part, because it happens in such small steps. Like I originally wanted to draw 500 portraits, and that's why I was like, I'm gonna get better. But I wasn't getting better because I didn't do the basics, so I had to go back and do the anatomy, and that's what we're doing now. And every day I add more anatomy to my knowledge. I've found the drawing has become easier and easier. In addition to the actual like time that I've taken to practice drawing is also making me better drawing. So let's continue doing this. Let's make a community. Let's do it together. Let's draw for each other. Let's draw each other. Let's buy each other's works. Grow each other's channels, and follow me on Instagram, and let's all be friends. And yeah, we'll teach our kids to draw as well, and then they'll teach their kids to draw, and then maybe we'll have a better future, because honestly right now it's looking pretty bleak. Like water wars are about to start, and climate change is only going to exacerbate, human suffering. So it's really important to do stuff like this. drawing a person and looking into their eyes is such a like intimate experience that you develop empathy. Oh, and drawing is great for developing emotional lateralization, which again, uh, what am I saying? Like when you draw, you're using a nonverbal part of your brain, and that's important because real life isn't always like made out of language. So if you've got a feeling that you don't even understand or you don't even know it's there when you're drawing, like all of that stuff will kind of work itself out. So, yeah, we're having a lot of fun drawing in our book, and the important part is that we are gaining experience, and tomorrow we will be better artists, and tomorrow we will have a wonderful, enormous artistic community where we all support each other. So that's it for today. Thanks for coming to class. Um, I know I'm literally the only one who watches these videos, but it's good to see ya. And don't forget to like and subscribe. So it's already too late. I'm gonna post this video and no one's gonna watch it because it's like gonna be midnight. But yeah, I'm gonna make another video like first thing when I wake up, I think, in the morning, because then I'll be able to feel good all day about having made a video. So yeah, I'm not gonna have a long goodbye. Good job. We got through another video. It was good practice, regardless of whether it was good or bad. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Kisses.